Children's Wisconsin. Presented by Mars Family Foundation on Milwaukee's Classic.
Call now, 414-337-WKLA. That's 414-337-9554.
Speaking of the Mars Family Foundation, we are in the middle of a power burst, but this time around for the last hour, it is a triple power burst. That means every dollar gets tripled. So now is the time to donate. 337-9554. 414 area code is the number to call.
Well, thanks to Sean Mars for tripling your money. So make that count now by making those folks behind the phones pick them up and put them down as we get into the final 55 minutes of this year's Miracle Marathon and meet our next guest.
And we're not, it's not every day, really, that we're surrounded by royalty, but right now, we are. This is Etta. She is a senior at Kenosha Bradford High School, and she is wearing the most beautiful tiara I've ever seen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Explain the crown situation to us.
Yeah, so I currently serve as Miss Milwaukee's teen, and I have the opportunity to serve the greater Milwaukee area through the Miss America opportunity. The Miss America opportunity provides girls ages 13 to 28 with scholarship opportunities and the opportunity to lead and serve. So through this, I have a community service initiative called Limitless, which is about helping kids overcome their barriers. I created this program because of my own barriers with overcoming anxiety and having a congenital heart defect since birth. I really wanted a way to give back to others because of children, I'm able to live this so full life, and I want to be able to give it back and help people live their best and have their best quality of life as well.
She has not only the tiara on, but the sash as
Yes.
well. Before we talk about your journey at Children's Wisconsin, what criteria did they use to crown you Miss Milwaukee Teen?
So I had to go through a 10-minute private interview where I spoke with the judges. Later that night I found out I was awarded Best Interview at Miss Milwaukee Teen, so I'm so grateful for that. I then had to do an onstage question about my CSI, about Limitless, and within that I actually got to mention that I spoke to children, so that was really cool to have that part of me on stage while I was speaking to all these people about Miss America. And then I got to do a fitness competition, which is in collaboration with the American Heart Association, which is perfect for someone with congenital heart defect. And then I do evening gown and talent, and my talent is musical theater. Next year I'll be going to college at Southeast Missouri State for musical theater as well.
Wow, that is amazing.
A specialty or a favorite piece of musical theater that you engaged in?
Every time someone asks me this question, it's like being a favorite kid. Like,
Yeah.
I have kids, this is what I feel like it's like. I would say right now, maybe Cabaret or Chicago, but I swear she can tell you she just wants it.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go back to your journey, and you can tell us your story of the heart defect and your journey here at Children's. Let's start from the beginning.
You can start off.
Okay.
I was in the left.
So when I was 20 weeks pregnant, we did a traditional heart scan, and I also have a congenital heart defect, so they knew that there was a greater possibility that Etta would have one as well. And sure enough, they're like, no, we don't really like this. We want you to go up to Milwaukee. So we came up here, met with the fetal team, and we did a fetal echocardiogram, and I could even see the defect. I was like, oh yeah, we're going to have surgery, you know. And so she was born with a ventricular septum defect. Shortly, within hours after birth, they also diagnosed her with aortic septum defect. And then because of that, she was being monitored every other week, weekly, like 1 week with her pediatrician, who is also a children's care provider, and then the next week we'd come up here or go to the Greenville Clinic to see our cardiologist. And it was every week we were seeing appointments, and because of their collaboration, they were able to catch a block that she developed, and so they could hear the arrhythmia right at the beginning of the arrhythmia, and they had good communication between the two of them. Like, did you hear this last week? I need to hear it stronger. Put her on a Holter monitor, and then at 3 months old, and she was big enough to really have a more successful recovery, they decided to do her repairs for her congenital defect, and then at that time the decision was made to basically pacemaker. And so she is now 100% pacemaker.
Wow. And that started at 3 months.
3 months, yes.
Okay, now you want to pick up the journey from there?
Yes. From there, I'll always say I lived a relatively normal childhood. aside from like playing sports, I obviously couldn't do contact sports, but it was something I learned to live with because it was all I knew. And when I was 7, I was walking outside with my classmates, I think we were on a group walk, and I slipped and fell, or at least they thought I slipped and fell. It turns out one of my leads wasn't working correctly, so my pacemaker was failing.
Wow.
So I was passing out a lot, and at that time I didn't know that if you have a pacemaker, you're not supposed to pass out. So we go in for my checkup, and they were like, "Has this been happening? This is not supposed to be happening." And
I
immediately,
want to point out it was only a couple days.
yeah,
So
it was only a couple
we
days.
were coming for an appointment. So I was like, oh, they'll check it out. We're going to go in like 2 days.
You know, time moves slower, I guess, when you're reliving it. But they rushed me into surgery, and I had my second open heart surgery that required a new implementation of a new pacemaker and a new lead. And from there, I developed really bad anxiety and depression, but especially anxiety surrounding going to school. Because of course that original event happened at school. I was getting really anxious to go to school, even go in the building. There were a lot of days I wasn't at school. And then that kind of resurfaced when I was in my sophomore year. I was having really bad troubles going to school, and we couldn't really figure out why. It just started picking back up again, and my depression started to ramp up worse as well. I then entered a partial hospitalization clinic that was recommended by someone at the Craig UP Mental Health Center here. When we walked in for the emergency services, they recommended this, and I knew it was going to be hard for me, but I decided to take that step and go into the hospitalization care. And that's really where I saw the most change in my mental health. I was actually excited to do things like this in America again, excited to go outside and do theater. And now I'm blessed with such an amazing care team that takes care of my heart. It also takes care of my mental health. I see a therapist out in the commercial clinic once every couple weeks, and it's really great to have a full support system that can help me.
You are so composed and well-spoken. Are you sure you're 17 years old and not 27? I mean, this is amazing to me. You're going to do great things.
Thank you.
We can tell.
Yeah, and I think you have a big heart in that pacemaker, and they're probably just making it bigger and stronger. Thank you for sharing your story. And you know, we talk about this a lot when we do the marathon, is that in order to take care of the whole child and all of your health, that includes your mental health, and it's been stigmatized, and we are working hard to break that. And having someone like you who's so articulate and so open about it, thank you for your courage and your being able, I'm getting choked up, being able to come and talk about it. It really means a lot.
Yeah, we're going to follow your career, I think, somehow. Did you want to sing something from Chicago or something like
I
that?
think I'm good. Let me just say,
She told you.
you can come to Miss Wisconsin's team next month in June in New Berlin, and you might see something from Chicago there for my talent.
Okay.
So,
Great.
That sounds like an invitation. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, if any of that touched you, now is the time to make a difference. Make a donation. 414-337-9554 is the number to call to donate, and every dollar is being tripled until we're done here. And we have about 45 minutes left, and we are racing to the finish. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Let's finish in style here on the Miracle Marathon at 96.5 KLH.